Hi everyone, this is your daily weather hazard briefing from the National Weather Service office here in Pocatello, Idaho for Tuesday, October 28th. We've got high pressure that's going to be building back in over the area over the next few days, so overall expecting some fairly calm weather and warming temperatures. It's going to be dry too for the rest of today, and certainly not nearly as windy as it was yesterday, so a little bit of a break from precipitation and wind. Gradual warming trend. You're not going to see a huge difference in temperatures today, but you will notice it a little bit more as we get through the next couple of days. A weak cold front will pass through the area on Thursday. Now, for most of us, that's expected to come through pretty dry, but you'll notice temperatures just drop a couple degrees on Thursday. As we get into the weekend, that's kind of our next best chance for some precip. But even that looks to be a little bit more confined to parts of the Central Mountains and the higher elevations in the Eastern Highlands. And even that is kind of a question mark on that one as we get into the weekend. And that's still a few days out, so it's kind of what we're going to be keeping an eye on next. But you can see our weather risk outlook grid. Not a whole lot to show, at least for the next couple of days. So again, enjoy a little bit of a break overall. Looks like pretty decent weather for any trick-or-treating you may be doing on Friday night. And then as we kind of get into the beginning of November, that's when we have that next chance for some slightly more organized precipitation. But again, that's still a little bit of a question mark as we're still several days out from that, and models kind of differ a little bit on how they think that next system will kind of come through during the weekend. So we'll keep an eye on it for sure. As far as satellite very early this morning, well, compared to yesterday, not a whole lot going on. We've had a little bit of some low stratus over near the Palisades Reservoir, but even that is pretty limited this morning. Otherwise, mainly clear skies for most of us throughout the rest of the day. Temperatures will warm back into the 40s for most of us. Down here in the valleys in the Snake River Plain, you're looking at low to mid 40s for the most part. The farther west you go, you'll at least make it back into the low 50s. Wind gusts, not nearly as windy as it was yesterday. Most of us topping out with wind gusts around 15-20 miles per hour or so. As far as temperatures tonight, heading into early Wednesday morning, a lot of us will be in the 20s to kick things off on Wednesday, and then warm up into the 50s as we get into Wednesday afternoon. If you don't quite hit the 50s there, you'll still be pretty close. More of us warming at least into the upper 40s. As far as wind gusts into Wednesday, still not much of an issue there. Winds generally around 10 to 15 miles per hour. Then as we head Wednesday into Thursday, temperatures pretty similar. A lot of us going back down into the 20s and low 30s, or right around 30 degrees to start off Thursday morning. With that weak cold front coming through, you'll notice temperatures not moving a whole lot. So it's not a particularly strong cold front. As I mentioned, it generally comes through dry for most of us, and temperatures don't really drop a whole lot. They just kind of hold steady. It just basically pumps the brakes on that warming trend for us as we kind of go through the middle part and second half of the week. So that kind of gives us a look at what to expect over the next couple of days. The upcoming weekend, a little bit of a question mark as to whether or not we really get much, if any, precip out of that. And again, at this point, it looks a little bit more confined to parts of the Central Mountains and the Eastern Highlands. So that's what we'll be watching over the next couple of days. Otherwise, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can always find the latest weather information online on social media, or give us a phone call or send us an email. Have a great day.